Welcome back, horror enthusiasts. Today we're diving deep into the chilling tale of the real Annabelle doll, a seemingly innocent toy that has become synonymous with terror. But what's the truth behind this infamous doll? Is she truly haunted, or is it all just a clever fabrication? Join me as we unravel the spine-tingling history, the terrifying encounters, and the legends that surround Annabelle. You won't want to miss this journey into the unknown. Now dim the lights and let's get started. The real story of the infamous Annabelle doll dates back to 1970, when a seemingly harmless present was given to a nursing student named Donna on her 28th birthday. The gift was a Raggedy Ann doll, purchased by Donna's mother from a hobby store. While this particular doll is often portrayed in a sinister light in popular culture, it is worth noting that the original version was a simple, innocent toy with no apparent malevolent qualities. Despite this, the events that followed Donna's acquisition of the doll would become not only the stuff of legend, but a cultural phenomenon. Donna, apparently thrilled with the gift, brought it back to her apartment that she shared with another young nurse named Angie. At first, the doll was an adorable accessory, sitting on a sofa in the living room and greeting visitors with her colorful visage. But before long, the two women began experiencing inexplicable phenomena. They often found the doll in different positions and locations from where they last left it. Donna would sit her on the living room sofa before leaving for work, only to come home in the afternoon and find her in the bedroom with the door shut. Donna and Angie then started finding notes left throughout the apartment. These notes, seemingly scrawled in childlike handwriting, bore ominous messages such as "help us," a phenomenon that Donna and Angie attributed to the doll. According to the women, the notes were written on parchment paper, which they did not even keep in their home. Perplexed and frightened by these occurrences, Donna and Angie sought the help of a famous medium. The medium conducted a seance in their apartment and reportedly communicated with the spirit inhabiting the doll. According to the medium, the doll was inhabited by the spirit of a deceased 7-year-old named Annabelle Higgins, whose body had been found years earlier on the site where their apartment building had been built. She took a liking to the Raggedy Ann doll and chose it as her vessel. The medium claimed that the spirit was benevolent and simply wanted to be loved and cared for. The two young nurses reportedly felt bad for the spirit and consented to allow her to take up permanent residence in the doll. Angie's boyfriend, known only as Lou, who had been with them since the day the doll arrived. Lou had never been fond of the doll, and on several occasions warned Donna that it was evil and to get rid of it. Donna had a compassionate tie to the doll, and not giving much credence to Lou's feelings kept it. Donna's decision, it turns out, was a terrible mistake. Lou awoke one night from a deep sleep and in panic. Once again, he had a reoccurring bad dream. Only this time, somehow, something seemed different. It was as though he was awake but couldn't move. He looked around the room but couldn't discern anything out of the ordinary, and then it happened. Looking down toward his feet, he saw the doll, Annabelle. It began to slowly glide up his leg, moved over his chest, and then stopped. Within seconds, the doll was strangling him. Paralyzed and gasping for breath, Lou, at the point of asphyxiation, blacked out. Lou awoke the next morning, certain it wasn't a dream. Lou was determined to rid himself of that doll and the spirit that possessed it. However, he would have one more terrifying experience with Annabelle. Preparing for a road trip the next day, Lou and Angie were reading over maps alone in the apartment. The apartment seemed eerily quiet. Suddenly, rustling sounds coming from Donna's room aroused fear that someone had possibly broken in. Lou, determined to figure out who or what it was, quietly made his way to the bedroom door. He waited for the noises to stop before entering and turning on the light. The room was empty except for Annabelle, whom was tossed on the floor in the corner. Lou scoured the room for forced entry, but nothing was out of place. But as he got close to the doll, he got the distinct impression that somebody was behind him. Spinning around, he was quick to realize that nobody else was there. Then in no time, he found himself grabbing for his chest, doubled over, cut and bleeding. His shirt was stained with blood, and upon opening his shirt, there on his chest was what looked to be 7 distinct claw marks, 3 vertically and 4 horizontally. All were hot like burns. These scratches healed almost immediately, half gone the next day, fully gone by day 2. Before we dive deeper into Annabelle's chilling story, make sure to hit that like button if you're finding this story as fascinating as I am. Let us know in the comments what other topics would you like us to explore together. And don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications. Trust me, you won't want to miss what's coming next. Now let's get back to the eerie history of Annabelle. One night, Donna came home to find the doll had moved again. This time it was on her bed. Donna had come to find that this was typical of the doll, but somehow she knew this time it was different. Something wasn't right. A sense of fear came over her when she inspected the doll and saw what looked like blood drops on the back of its hands and its chest. Seemingly, from nowhere, a liquidy red substance had appeared on the doll. Scared and desperate, Donna and Angie decided it was time to seek expert advice. They called on an Episcopal priest known as Father Hegan. Hegan contacted his superior, Father Cook, who alerted Ed and Lorraine Warren. As far as Ed and Lorraine Warren were concerned, the two young ladies' trouble truly started when they began believing that the doll deserved their sympathy. The Warrens believed that there was actually a demonic force in search of a human host within Annabelle, and not a benevolent soul. Immediately, the Warrens noted what they believed were signs of demonic possession, including teleportation, the doll moving on its own, materialization, the parchment paper notes, and the mark of the beast, Lou's clawed chest. The Warrens' account of the case states, "Spirits do not possess inanimate objects like houses or toys. They possess people. An inhuman spirit can attach itself to a place or object, and this is what occurred in the Annabelle case. This spirit manipulated the doll and created the illusion of it being alive in order to get recognition. Truly, the spirit was not looking to stay attached to the doll. It was looking to possess a human host." At the conclusion of the investigation, the Warrens felt it appropriate to have a recitation of an exorcism blessing by Father Cook to cleanse the apartment. The Episcopal blessing of the home is a wordy 7-page document that is distinctly positive in nature. Rather than specifically expelling evil entities from the dwelling, the emphasis is instead directed toward filling the home with the power of the positive and of God, explained Ed Warren. At Donna's request, and as a further precaution against the phenomena ever occurring in the home again, the Warrens took the big rag doll along with them when they left. Upon leaving, Ed placed the doll in the back seat and agreed he would not take the interstate in the event the inhuman spirit still resided with the doll. His suspicions were all too correct. In no time, the Warrens felt themselves as the object of a vicious hatred. Then at each dangerous curve, the car swerved and stalled with every corner, causing the power steering and brakes to fail. Repeatedly, the car verged on collision. Ed reached into the back seat into his black bag and took out a vial of holy water and doused the doll, making the sign of the cross over it. The disturbances stopped immediately and the Warrens arrived safely home. After the Warrens arrived home, Ed sat the doll in a chair next to his desk. The doll levitated a number of times in the beginning, then it seemed to fall inert. During the ensuing weeks, however, it began showing up in various rooms of the house. When the Warrens were away and had the doll locked up in the outer office building, they would often return to find it sitting comfortably upstairs in Ed's easy chair when they opened the main front door. The doll also showed a hatred for clergymen who came to the house. In one instance, Father Jason Bradford, a Catholic exorcist, came to the house. Upon seeing the doll seated in the chair, he picked it up and said, "You're just a ragdoll Annabelle, you can't hurt anyone," and tossed the doll back in the chair, at which point Ed exclaimed, "That's one thing you better not say." Upon leaving an hour later, Lorraine pleaded to the priest to please be careful driving and to call her when he arrived home. Lorraine discerned tragedy for this young priest, but he had to go his way. A few hours later, Father Jason called Lorraine and explained that his brakes had failed as he entered a busy intersection. He was involved in a near-fatal accident, destroying his vehicle. This was just one of many such events that occurred over the next few years. The Warrens had a special case built for Annabelle inside the Occult Museum, where she resides to this day. Since the case was built, Annabelle no longer appeared to move, though it is alleged that her spirit has found ways to reach out to the earthly plane. The doll is thought to be responsible for the death of a young man who came to the museum on motorcycle with his girlfriend. The young man, after hearing Ed's account of the doll, defiantly went up and began to bang on the case, insisting that if the doll can put scratches on people, then he wanted to also be scratched. Ed said to the young man, "Son, you need to leave," and put him out of the building. On the way home, the young man and his girlfriend were laughing and making fun of the doll when he lost control of his motorcycle and went head-on into a tree. The young man was killed instantly, but his girlfriend survived and was hospitalized for over a year. When asked what happened, the young woman explained that they were laughing about the doll when they lost control of the motorcycle. Despite, or perhaps because of these chilling accounts, the Annabelle doll remains a popular attraction at the Warrens Occult Museum. Even today, the doll, safely secured behind glass, continues to draw visitors curious to catch a glimpse of what is possibly one of the most infamous artifacts in paranormal history. So there you have it, the true story of the real Annabelle doll. From her origins as a seemingly innocent gift to her infamous reputation as a vessel for dark forces. Whether you believe in the supernatural or not, one thing is for sure. This doll has left an indelible mark on the world of the paranormal. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the eerie history of Annabelle, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more spine-tingling stories. And let me know in the comments, what do you think? Is Annabelle truly haunted, or is it all just a myth? Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring the unknown.